we got them better rates on their key person policy, several of them came to us and said, you know what, we want you to help us with our personal life insurance, or we have some long-term care needs that we want you to kind of look at.
Because the more that we elevate the experience, the more the client will feel appreciated, personally valued, and become a stronger advocate.
It's important for us to have those conversations and get awareness out there, because if you don't, then you're not properly serving your clients' needs and their families.
Hey everybody, this is Morgan from TBA, and you're listening to the Life Insurance Link Up podcast, the show that provides real experiences from real advisors and industry leaders, as well as tips, tricks, and industry insights for advisors who care about growing themselves professionally and providing the best solutions for their clients. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Life Insurance Link Up podcast. Today I have two guests with me, John Felton and Kathryn Kinnane from our office. As many of you know, accelerated underwriting, especially in the post-pandemic world, is becoming even more popular. And today, John and Kathryn are going to tell you a little bit about what they don't tell you about accelerated underwriting. So thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Morgan. I appreciate you having Kathryn and I. We traveled a long way to get here, so we're glad to take part in this.
It's a long walk.
Yeah, it's a long walk. So, accelerated underwriting, that's been around since 2018, 2017. A lot of carriers are talking about it. They have been for a long time, but really, they don't explain what accelerated underwriting is. It's an opportunity for your client to skip taking an exam or blood work and maybe go through underwriting quicker. However, not all of them do it the same way, and that's where we can help you. If you're looking at working with a company for their accelerated underwriting, or you've got a client who doesn't want to do an exam, in regards to accelerated underwriting, when it works great. We've got companies where we can get an application submitted, underwritten, issued, and placed within 25 minutes. We've done it multiple times. It's really good when it works. However, it doesn't always work. So what do they not tell you about accelerated underwriting? Well, roughly 50 to 60% of the cases that go through accelerated underwriting actually qualify for accelerated underwriting. Some carriers are actually much lower than that, but we don't think many of them are higher. What happens if you're going through accelerated underwriting and you don't qualify? Typically, you're going to go through full underwriting. You won't have to do any additional paperwork, but your clients will have to do an exam and will order medical records, whatever the carrier requests at that point. So it becomes a full underwriting case. What else, Kathryn?
Well, I think the key point to address on our level is when we're marketing these products is to clarify that it is not easy issue. It can involve full underwriting. And depending on a client's health history, they may not qualify for coverage at all. So what we've seen, a lot of these processes were getting started at the carrier level prior to the pandemic, but they expedited it in order to facilitate business coming in during the pandemic. And so a lot of our carriers utilize resources such as prescription checks, the MIB, just various databases that they can utilize to screen an applicant based on the information they give to them through a phone interview or a drop ticket process. It is not even simplified issue. It's just the elimination of potentially having to do exams. They are still being underwritten.
Exactly, Kathryn. The other thing we run into is the fact that you can apply up to 3, 4, even 5 million on accelerated underwriting these days, but it doesn't give you the opportunity to do any financial justification. Just today I was working on a case where a lady had applied for $500,000. It went through accelerated underwriting, but she only makes $28,000 a year. The company pushed back on that. The advisor said, well, I'm sorry, I did it that way, but I did it quick ticket and didn't ask any questions. I couldn't give them a cover letter. So really, financial justification sometimes will become a problem on accelerated underwriting because you can't give them cover letters. Not that anybody does cover letters anymore, but the ones that do really get the stuff through quicker when you're working with cases on larger cases. Kathryn?
And so I think that illustrates the importance of field underwriting. And with accelerated underwriting and more advisors being further removed from selling a lot of life insurance because their attention is spread across multiple product lines, we're not seeing as much field underwriting on the front end. And that's an area where I feel like we used to be able to really assist our agents with difficult cases because we were helping them do the field underwriting to assess a client. And so it's really kind of become a thing of the past. A lot of our field underwriting is basically being done on the fly during the underwriting process.
After the case is submitted.
Yeah,
right.
After the case is submitted.
So what's the good news about accelerated underwriting?
Well, the good news is kind of what I alluded to. A lot of the advisors that we work with don't specialize in life insurance. It's giving advisors the ability to help clients address their life insurance needs without a lot of paperwork or involvement on the advisor's part. And the clients, it's making it easy for them because they're able to skip the exams and speed up the process from an underwriting standpoint. And so the accelerated underwriting, again, you saw more companies adopt electronic delivery processes during the pandemic to facilitate writing business during the pandemic. Everything has really shifted to automated processes and made it much more efficient to write life insurance.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things people ask me is, how has the pandemic affected the life insurance business? As strange as it is to say, it's actually been a good thing for the life business as far as submission and underwriting. We talked about accelerated underwriting was increased during the pandemic. Well, they've also added in electronic delivery. Now, each carrier does a little bit differently, but now you could submit the case electronically and it gets issued electronically, and your client will get a PDF of their policy rather than a physical policy like they used to. But it's made the process much more efficient from start to finish. It's a little bit quicker, although many carriers were at home during some of this pandemic, and so that slowed down processing a little bit. But to go start to finish electronically has really helped the life insurance industry. Speaking of the life insurance industry, Kathryn, applications, what's the best way to submit one?
Well, I would like to think that we have always been ahead of the curve from a technological standpoint. And long before the pandemic, TBA created our Onepage application. So it was a way for us to speed up the process for advisors, get basic information for the clients so that we can either personally conduct the phone interviews and do the fulfillment on the application, or we're able to submit the application via a drop ticket process directly to our carriers. We've had the Onepage application for, since about 2014?
Yeah, about 8 years.
Yeah, so it's been very successful for us, and our advisors seem to love it. And then obviously used in conjunction with the carrier's accelerated underwriting platforms, I think it's a really good match.
Yeah, I agree. The nice thing about the Onepage application is it doesn't matter what carrier or what product you're applying to. You've got the one piece of information that you need to apply with any of our carriers or any of our products. So no longer you having to download a bunch of pages and fill those out. Your client doesn't even have to sign it. We found that, initially it was 40-50% of our business. Now probably 80-90% of the business comes in on this Onepage app. If you look at the benefits of accelerated underwriting, they far outweigh the things they don't tell you about accelerated underwriting. People we work with typically are not focusing on life insurance as their main source of business, so accelerated underwriting has been a great thing for them. If they can use the TBA Onepage app and we use accelerated underwriting for them, they're helping out their clients without having to change the way they do business or what they focus on.
Hopefully this gave all of you something to think about in regards to accelerated underwriting and encourages you to pursue it as an opportunity when you're speaking to your clients about other lines of insurance. Thanks everybody for listening today.
Once we got them better rates on their key person policy, several of them came to us and said, you know what, we want you to help us with our personal life insurance, or we have some long-term care needs that we want you to kind of look at.
Because the more that we elevate the experience, the more the client will feel appreciated, personally valued, and become a stronger advocate.
It's important for us to have those conversations and get awareness out there, because if you don't, then you're not properly serving your clients' needs and their families.
Hey everybody, this is Morgan from TBA, and you're listening to the Life Insurance Link Up podcast, the show that provides real experiences from real advisors and industry leaders, as well as tips, tricks, and industry insights for advisors who care about growing themselves professionally and providing the best solutions for their clients.